But yeah, 2 years ago, my father passed away from terminal brain cancer. And my mom actually already passed away when I was about 9 or 10 years old. So now both of my parents are gone. And after he passed away, I was left with the options. How do I make sense of this in my mind? And there's really two paths. One where I'm a victim, where I can rehearse thoughts like, oh, why is this happening to me? Both my parents are gone. Other people at least have one parent. How come some people have two and I don't even have one? And I'm so young, they shouldn't be passed away yet. Shouldn't this kind of stuff happen later in life? Why is it happening to me now? I could rehearse that kind of thoughts. Or I can tell myself, hey, I'm grateful that he was around to begin with. I'm grateful that while he was around, we had some quality time and that he was a great person who taught me so much, who gave me so much love that I'm going to pass on to my children, and that we even had that time to begin with, because some people don't even have that quality time with their parents, or they might have parents, but the parents are pieces of shit. Now, which narrative is more true? It depends. It really depends on which one you focus on. I would argue that both are valid. They are valid, right? Like, if you experience this one event, the conclusion you draw, whether it's A or B, a positive one or a negative one, they are both valid. There's strong reasoning for why you could feel either. However, the perspective, the story that you choose, which will run your mind, your identity, and your experience of life moving forward, that is very important. And I refuse to be a victim. I think life in itself is a gift. And this is not even just some, think positive, woo-woo bullshit. It's more like good or bad compared to who? By what standards? I think losing both my parents is objectively shitty in some way. I will never deny that. But do I prefer my experience compared to, I don't know, some kid in Africa whose parents died of hunger when he was at the age of 6? I would not prefer that. I would much prefer the experience that I've had. So then, good or bad compared to who? It's really just a construct that we have in our mind where we compare it to some arbitrary standard of, what should be. Like, this is what it should be like. But there is no what should be. There is only what is. I'd recommend you choose gratitude. Choose to think positive. You failed your new business idea, your first 5 business ventures. Great. You learned something from each of them. Now you're one step closer to that business idea that's actually going to pop off. There's always a lesson. There's always a reward, even if it turned out to be, objectively a failure. You always learn something, right? Behind pain and tears is love. I would not cry so much for my father if there had been no love in the first place. So I'm grateful that there was even love. But yeah, right now we are in Chinatown here in Yokohama in Japan. I think it's the second largest city besides Tokyo in Japan. As you can see, it's very lively. But yeah, that's a quick little video I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you for watching.